A new report released by UNICEF finds that the number of pregnant and breastfeeding adolescent girls and women suffering from acute malnutrition has soared from 5.5 million to 6.9 million, or 25% since 2020, in the 12 countries hardest hit by global food and nutrition crisis. The situation has been exacerbated by the war in Ukraine and ongoing drought, conflict and instability in many countries around the world. Susan Tehrani has this report.
Undernourished and overlooked, a global nutrition crisis in adolescent girls and women, issued ahead of International Women's Day, warns that the ongoing crises, aggravated by ongoing gender inequality, are deepening a nutrition crisis among adolescent girls and women that had already shown little improvement in the last 2 decades.
We are seeing about over 1 billion adolescent girls and women are suffering from undernutrition, which includes underweight, short height, and deficiencies in essential nutrients, vitamins and minerals, and anemia.
How does inadequate nutrition ultimately affect women and girls, and why is it so dangerous?
So this is a very good question. As we know, the consequences of poor nutrition can last a lifetime. They reduce women's ability to earn income and live a life which basic dignity. This reinforces the gender inequalities by making it more difficult for adolescent girls and women to escape poverty and build a better future. For example, just to give you an example, like, if there's little food on the table, the women will eat last. Men will eat first, children will eat second, and women will eat last. So they will all give preference to their families. So as a result, by not getting enough nutrients, this will weaken adolescent girls and women's immunity. So they're more prone to become, to infections, and increases their risk of life-threatening complications, especially during pregnancy and childbirth. Basically, what happens if women are not well nourished before and during pregnancy, it increases the risk of stillbirth. They'll give birth to a dead child, basically, or they will go into birth prematurely. And also this can lead to life-threatening conditions like high blood pressure and severe anemia for women. So women who also are too short, we call them too short or too thin, are more likely to experience prolonged labor, obstruction of labor, and which also can lead to severe complications and death in a number of cases.
Inadequate nutrition also leads to poor cognitive development and affects future employment and earning capacity, perpetuating the cycle of poverty, which can become generational if not addressed.
So the epicenter is, includes countries like Afghanistan, Burkina Faso, Chad, Ethiopia, Kenya, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan, and Yemen.
Since last year, UNICEF has scaled up its efforts in countries hardest hit by the global nutrition crisis, with an acceleration plan to prevent, detect, and treat wasting in women and children. Finally, the report provides a detailed blueprint for governments, partners, and other actors to transform food, health, and social protection systems for adolescent girls and women by prioritizing their access to nutritious, safe, and affordable diets, expanding access to social protection programs for the most vulnerable adolescent girls and women, and accelerating the elimination of discriminatory gender and social norms, such as child marriage, and the inequitable sharing of food, household resources, income, and domestic work, among other measures. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.